Hi YouTubers, it's up next for us. We Ramble right now, so nice big ass Ramble for life, nice big ass Fred for life. So basically, I want to talk about this Ramble right now as of November 13th, 2018. So this is going to be discussing something I get a lot of questions on. So I get questions every single day on my viewers, nice big ass viewers like a big ass cigar. And basically, I want to talk about something I get a question on very frequently, both positive and negative, is why I no longer do tobacco-related topics. So, as some people know, or a lot of people know, my channel used to be exclusively, predominantly tobacco-related. So, cigars and pipes, not cigarettes, cigars and pipes, premium cigars and premium pipe tobacco. So, I used to review pipe tobacco, cigars, and do a lot of tobacco-related topics. Nowadays, I only do a tobacco-related topic on average once or twice a week. And I want to discuss why that changed. So, a lot of people who are more older, quote unquote, older subscribers know why this is. So, basically, it starts back in the fall of 2016. So, I joined YouTube in 2010. And from 2010 to 2016, I was exclusively, predominantly tobacco nonstop. And then in the fall of 2016, around September, October, I essentially ran out of pre-planned topics, kind of a tongue twister. So pre-planned topics to do about tobacco. A lot of people are like, well, just stop making videos if you have no more topics to do. And I decided to continue making videos for the indefinite future, even though I had ran out of topics to do. So, and then a few months later, in February of 2017, essentially my life turned upside down, where I got the phone call from my apartment. I had a big ass apartment for life. So, and yes, my life changed because now, for the first time in my life, over the last just over a year and a half, money actually means something. Because keep in mind, let me explain for people who are newer to my channel, back in 2016 and prior, all of 2010, all of 2011, all of 2012, etc., I lived with my parents in Massachusetts because it's so damn cold here, and I wasn't paying bills. I didn't have a cable bill. I didn't have a heating bill or a water bill. I didn't have a rent. My parents weren't charging me anything like that, so not getting into privacy or any of that kind of BS. So my parents essentially just let me have room and board for essentially quote-unquote free. And I had so much money because back in 2015, I got my first job at Roche Brothers in Massachusetts because it's so damn cold here. And I had tons of free money. I mean, you look back at 2015, fall 2015, 2016, winter, spring, summer, fall, I was doing a hell of a lot of cigar reviews. And then essentially in February 2017, we got a phone call about an available subsidized apartment in Massachusetts because it's so damn cold here. And my parents sat me down and just basically said, listen, you really should consider this seriously because there's going to come a point where we're not able to take care of you anymore. So, because eventually you get the point. So, so my parents said, and I am 27 years old. So, I mean, back then I was 25. I mean, again, do you really want to be living with your parents when you're almost 30 years old? Probably not. So, I took the apartment, and then essentially the money actually meant something because the reason I was able to do so many frigging cigar reviews in 2015, 2016, 2014 was because money meant jack shit to me. It's like, I could spend $100 here, $100 here, and I'm very lucky because a lot of parents are like, you're 18 years old, get the hell out of my house, boy. It's like, yeah, a lot of parents are like that. So it's like, and that's why I was able to crank out so many tobacco-related reviews, and I just had a lot more, motivation, a lot more, not that I have motivation right now, but you get the point. So, and I also still had pre-planned topics. Now, as of 2017 and so on, I don't have any pre-planned topics. I'm able to come up with at least one tobacco-related topic a week, so I can definitely promise one tobacco-related topic a week, maybe even 2 or 3. But unfortunately, in terms of cigar reviews or pipe tobacco reviews, I just don't have the money to do it. Unfortunately, I typically smoke only one pipe tobacco these days, which is a very cheap Amsterdam blend by Pierre Stokeby, and also I typically smoke either machine-made or bundle cigars because money is so tight right now. A lot of people are like, we'll just get a better job. Screw them. So, but the whole point is, because money is so tight between my rent and my cable bill, I don't pay for utilities, but I do pay for rent and cable bill, and I only work part-time. that's the reason why I really can't, do, just tobacco reviews. A lot of people are like, well, just move back with your parents. No, not going to happen. I'm sorry if that kind of pisses you off, but I'm not going to sacrifice my apartment over tobacco. So I know a lot of people, I know a lot of people loved my cigar reviews, my pipe tobacco reviews, and believe me, I'm going to try to do some in the future, eventually. But I simply do not. When I get a comment, a lot of times people will write me a really negative, pissy comment saying, why do you make a video about food or ketchup or mustard? Why do you make a video about medical stuff? We want tobacco. We want tobacco. We want cigars, pipes, hookah. I'm like, I'm sorry, I simply don't have the time or the money to dedicate my channel like I used to. If you don't like my videos, don't watch my videos. And that's what I unfortunately have to say. People who are rude and, BS and whatever, bullshit, I have to block them. So I have to block them, delete the comment. And people who are just writing me comments saying why aren't you doing tobacco related topics, I have to just say what, I'm sorry, if you don't like my videos, don't watch my videos. A lot of people are like, well, I'll do that, so you just lost a subscriber. So I don't know. I mean, I can't do tobacco. And I've discussed this before, even before I moved out from my parents back in 2016, when I was still living at home. There has to come a point on this channel that has to be besides tobacco-related topics, not just tobacco. I mean, after 3,000 plus videos on tobacco, this channel has to be something besides tobacco. And I am finding other things like comments videos, and I know a lot of people love them, a lot of people hate them. So anyway, Big Ass Cigar for Life. That's the reason why. If you're wondering why I don't do tobacco-related topics anymore, Big Ass Cigar for Life. Bye.